Hey, welcome to CC's Cools and Concerns. Well, I'm back. Unfortunately, the last 2 days have been was a little busy, so I'm glad to be here Saturday afternoon with you guys. As you can see, we're back to my regular format with just me talking to you. Um, no guests this week. My next guest will be in May, either May 9th or May 16th. I'm going to have my son, Christopher Thomas, and a friend of his. They're going to come and talk to me about what's going on in the young people's lives and their fraternity and stuff like that. And then in June, I'm going to have Trish from Pieces of She. She's going to come talk to me, and I'm looking forward to that. So, with that said, let me get started with some things. First of all, I want to give a special thanks to Coach T and Mr. Jordan for um, sitting with me last Thursday with my first being my first guest. Um, it was amazing. The views, like I say, I'm into the views. The views was outstanding. I think at the time that when we were on air talking and stuff, we had about 80 people lis- uh, listening, or at least 80 people, checked in. I hope they stayed for the whole thing because it was quite lengthy, but we could have went longer. Um, I want to also thank um, the people who chatted in with us, who was while we was talking, they was asking questions, giving their opinions. I want to give a shout out to them, and I appreciate that. I think about 20 people was on talking with us or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think that's what Jerome from the Barstool podcast was telling us. Um, Before we get started with my coups and my concerns, which I only have one and one today, um, I'm gonna let you guys. Um, you guys, I'm my eyes are bothering me, so I'm trying to stay focused. So I appreciate if you bear with me. But anyway, before I get started, I'm gonna let Jerome from the Barstool podcast let you guys know how, if you want to do a show over here with us, where I'm sitting at, he's gonna tell you guys how to do it.
All right. So if you do want to start a podcast, what we're doing over here is, you know, you could just hit me on Barstool Podcast 702 at gmail.com, like it says there at the bottom, or you can you can hit me on my inbox on Instagram. That would be Jarreau 702. That's JARREAU 702. Okay, and so what we're doing is it's a $50 setup fee that takes care of your backdrop. As you see her backdrop there, CC's Cools and Concerns, whatever the name of your show is. I'll set up a backdrop for you. I'll set up a YouTube page for you, unless you have one already that you want to use. But we'll get all of that set up and put into the computer. So when you just come in, um, then each show there after that is $25 per show. That $25 gives you time up to an hour and some change, but mostly about an hour. Um, and yeah, you don't have to. We're not doing set time, set day. It's kind of first come, first serve. So we'll have a calendar set up here in the office, and whatever day you want to do it on, you can do it on that day. You could do it once a month. You could do it once a week. Whatever it is you want to do, it's $25 per show after the $50 setup fee. And the reason we do it that way is because um, have in my experience, it's easier to get certain guests if you're flexible with your time. So we don't want to close anybody into a certain time, and then it'd be hard for them to get certain guests. So That's why we're doing it that way. And that's about it. And hope to see you here at the Lounge Podcast Network. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Also, on my website, my merchandise is out. I have T-shirts, and I think I have just T-shirts in all different colors and stuff. The T-shirt that I have on right now, I don't think we have it in gray. I'm not sure, but there's all different colors and stuff. So go on my website and you can check out the merchandise. And if you interested in purchasing one, I appreciate it.
This on this podcast, I think we forgot to switch out the name of it. So after this live podcast, we're gonna switch out the name, and the link to get the CC's Cools and Concerns merchandise will be in the description after we shoot. So right after this podcast, you'll be able to go into the description and link to where you can get the CC's Cools and Concerns T-shirts.
Okay, good. Also, I want to make sure, like I say, if you guys watching this and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so whenever I do go on, it'll notify you, because as you see this week, I normally go on Thursday at 6 or 7, but issues came up, which it was, things happen, so that's why I'm here Saturday afternoon coming to you guys. So with that said, we're going to get started. Like I said, I only have like one cool, one concern, so let's get started.
All right, your cool is shout-outs.
Okay, like I said, last Thursday was my first episode with guests. Like again, I want to give Coach T and Mr. Jordan a special thank you. Actually, they are coming back in July. So we work for the school district, so we'll be on our summer vacation and stuff. But they're definitely going to come back in July. They might come back earlier than that, but for sure in the month of July. So once again, I want to thank Coach T and Mr. Jordan for being my very first guest. And like I say, I got a lot of people who was hitting me up, who seen me at school and just calling me and telling me how they enjoyed the podcast with Jordan and Coach T. I will tell you guys, it was a lot easier when you have guests because you can feed off of each other. Because sitting here, even though this is my 8th episode, it's tough. But when you just talking to a camera and hoping people would chat in with me and stuff like that, which is okay if you don't. Because like I say, it's called Cools and Concerns. You're here to listen to what I thought was cool and what I don't like, but anyway, I'm going more towards having guests than doing this solo thing. So I like it once a month. I'm only going to do guests once a month. And, like I say, if anybody wants to come on my show, Cools and Concerns, just hit me up. Like I say, it's not an interview. I don't sit here, as you can see last Thursday, I don't have a piece of paper asking questions. It's just sitting here talking about like what you want to talk about, like what's going on, stuff like that. So it's really a laid back feeling. So like I said, if you want to come on and sit with me and talk, get the feel of this might make you want to do a podcast, because it's actually very, it's amazing. I'm enjoying myself. So like I say, I want to give that special shout out to Coach T and Mr. Jordan. Also to some of the people who was chatting in with us, my aunts, Mimi and Felicia. I want to thank you guys for chatting in. Eric, TNT Power. I know Jordan's sister was on there, Lisa. I know Coach T's brother, Jonathan, was on there. His friend, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, I'm sorry. T9, which is Chris. I also seen a few people from the school, Jessica, Miss Alvarez, Miss Sprangler, and Miss Brooks. I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, at the beginning I heard you got a little shocked when I had to use the F word. So I apologize for that, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. So I really apologize because I know you see that nice Miss Cynthia, that little sweet Miss Cynthia, but I had to let it out. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to these guys. Also, I want to give a shout out to Miko Rich. I see that she did a couple of comments too. Also, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, Lashaya Williams. So, like I said, I want to give you guys a shout out because, like I say, that was my first podcast with guests, and I appreciate you guys chatting in with us. Like I said, people who didn't chat, those 80 views, I want to thank you guys because, sometimes it's just good to listen. You don't have to chat. You just want to listen to the podcast and, just see what I'm saying. Like I said, today is going to be pretty short because I'm feeling a little under the weather. These allergies, this weather, can't figure out if it's spring, summer, whatever. But anyway, I want to, like I say, give a shout out to those people who made my first episode amazing. And another person I want to give a shout out to, a special shout out to, is Jerome from the Barsu Podcast. Thank you again for, helping me out, for chiming in, for, going on, reading the names, just being there for me. And, I listened back to the podcast and I was listening, and I really appreciate that compliment you gave on, this being, one of the a good podcast for a person who's starting out, to have about 80 views and about 20 people listening. Yeah. So like I say, I want to thank you for that. Yeah. Okay, next, let's go on with my concerns. Let's get ready to wrap this up.
All right. Your concern would be technology.
Technology. If anybody know me, they know I am not a computer person. I've never tried to be one. I'm probably never going to be one. But I had a couple of friends of mine, two different situations, but it came down to me just saying, have you ever just thought about calling, picking up the phone, dialing the number, getting your situation, talking to a person? Because the first one, basically what he was trying to do is do something over the phone. He was doing the apps and everything, and it didn't work out for him. So he finally decided to get up that morning, go there first thing in the morning when they open up and talk to somebody in person. And when he did that, next thing you know, it happened. It happened very quickly. I'm talking in riddles because, I don't really want to give out people business and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, I had to laugh because I was the one who kept telling them, go call somebody, talk to somebody, stop using apps. Stop, if it don't work real quick the first time, I'm like this. If I can't do it over the computer the first time, I'm looking for the number to talk to a live person. And that's what happened to me yesterday when I was at SafeKey. I had to, it's funny because we've been doing this for the whole year and we only got 4 weeks left, and I decided to activate my payroll thing so I could see what I get every 2 weeks. And I was doing it on the phone, and I couldn't work it out. So I found the number. I called the lady. We talked for about 20, 30 minutes, had a nice conversation. She helped me through it, and it's working. So what I'm trying to say is, like with his situation, he sat there for a couple of days waiting for everything to go through. It wouldn't go through because things wasn't working. So when he finally decided Thursday morning to get up and go to the place and talk to somebody face to face, next thing you know, in less than 2 hours, it was finished. It was working. So, what I'm saying is, I know we all into technology, but you know what? We are people. People out there have jobs and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, sometimes, put these phones down. And what you trying to say?
The waiters. Huh? The little waiter thing.
Oh, yeah. Uh, we just over here having a conversation. I'm sorry, you guys. But anyway, just put the phones down. Another situation too. Last night, I was out eating dinner with a friend, and basically them little things, kiosk things that's on the table. I was looking at it like we realized you can order the food from there, like at Chili's, Applebee's, Outback and stuff. Why would you want to use those little kiosks when they still got to bring you your food? They still gonna ask you, do you want this and that? But anyway, we decided while we had already ordered our food and stuff, so we was getting ready to play a game, but it costs. Like, are you serious? But then here you go again with the cell phones. If we want to play a game, we could just use our cell phone. So what I'm saying is, I think we're getting a little ridiculous with the computer, the technology, because what's going to happen is, and I see it already when you go to casinos. Back in the day, there used to be change. I don't want to say, change people, walking around, giving you change, talking to you and stuff. Now everything you do, you go to a machine to cash out, to if you need change or to get a payout for anything. It's a machine. Do anybody feel like sooner or later these machines gonna be taking over everything? Also, one of my coworkers for SafeKey, I was over there helping her at her site. We was over there talking, and she was telling me how she went to Sam's, and she had went in there. She got all her stuff. She was going to the checkout. It was only one checker, and the rest of it was those the cash registers where you do it yourself. She refused to do it herself, so plus she said it was a line of people in line. And if anybody know, I'm sure Miss Angel don't care if I call her out. Anybody know Miss Angel? Miss Angel don't play. So she got on the phone and she called the service desk, and she could see. She told me she's sitting there watching the girl answer the phone, talking to her, and she was telling her, can she speak to a manager and stuff? And she said she wasn't being mean or anything. She was concerned. So by the time the manager came over to the line, Ms. Angel said she just was asking him, what can we do as customers to get people back behind these cash registers? And he was telling her, and she said a lot of people was in line. They got out their cell phones. She told them, get your cell phones out and take down this number and stuff so we can call and we can get these people back behind the cash registers. Because if you think about it, when I go to Sam's, when I go to anywhere, it's very few cashiers. They want you to use these. They want you to do it yourself. And like I said, you go in there, you pick your food up, you put it in the basket. Then they want you to go, take your food out the basket, scan it, put it in the bag, pay, go outside, put it in your car, and then go home and put it up. Too many steps. And I'm like Miss Angel. I will wait in line. I don't care if it's 6 people in front of me. I'm going to wait in line. So, people, what I'm saying is, what can we do? What do you think we need to, maybe it's not bothering some of you guys. Maybe some of you guys like going in there, scanning and being a cashier. Not me. I don't want to be a cashier. So like I said, on my next episode, I'm going to bring that subject back up. But think about it. What do you think we can do? Do everybody love the way this technology working? Do everybody don't mind scanning their own groceries or scanning their own items? Because like I said, sooner or later, it's going to be a lot of more people out of work. And that's what they're doing. People are actually losing their jobs, because they're replacing it with, just you. We're the replacements. Other than me working for the Clark County School District, I guess I'm a cashier too when I go get my own groceries. You know, you got any comment about that?
No, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, the main concern about it would be, uh, the jobs that are being lost and all of that. You know what I mean? And I mean, I've definitely had that where I've had a lot of groceries, and it's like, man, you get that much groceries, and then the people want to say, well, why didn't you come get somebody with this much groceries? Look, I don't know what the policy is. Yeah, all I know is you got this machine here. Nobody's working, obviously. So
No, I don't think it's
yeah,
a 10 or 8 less. I think whatever you got in your basket, but think
yeah,
about it. You only got one basket. You pull up, you go up there, you start scanning, you put your stuff in the bag. So then what do you do with that bag when you still got groceries still in your basket?
yeah,
Then you got to sit your bag on the side. You almost, or you got to put it up there. So it's unnecessary for a person who is shopping
yeah.
to have to come in there and do all that.
But yeah,
They,
you got to place it on that area so the
yeah,
thing knows that you're not stealing it
yeah.
or whatever. It'll be like,
And then
oh,
once you place it on the area, what I'm saying, if you got a whole basket of
yeah,
groceries,
yeah.
to me, it's just complicated. I mean, and you guys might be sitting here saying, okay, is that the most important thing she has to talk about or think about? But, like I say, this is where the coups and concerns come in. Little stuff, one day it could be big stuff, one day it could be little stuff. But like I said, because two of my friends with two different situations talk to me about that, and it had to do with technology. I was like, okay. And then I experienced it too. Like, this is ridiculous. But anyway, I appreciate you guys listening to me today. I am going to be doing another giveaway. I'm going to tell you guys about it next week when I come back on. Most likely it will be on Thursday. Like I say, this Thursday, last Thursday was just a little, no, Thursday. I'm talking about last Thursday. Just 2 days ago, it was just a little, a lot of stuff happened in the family, so I wanted to be there to give support and stuff like that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys listening. Like I said, I'll be back next week. I'll also be letting you guys know about the giveaways, and also I'll let you guys know what day my next guest will be coming and to sit with me. So with that said, have a nice afternoon, and thank you for watching CC's Coups and Concerns.